Michael Zuber from the YouTube channel One Rental at a Time just reached out to me and asked if I would do a reaction to one of his YouTube videos for his channel. Now, the title of the YouTube video is How to Become a Great Real Estate Investor in as Little as 90 Days. Now, for those of you who know, Mike and I are actually pretty good friends. I was his second ever interview on his channel. He's been one of the most influential mentors in my life as I've gone from 0 to 15 rental properties and $1 million net worth in under 5 years. He and I have talked many times over the years and we've made a bunch of videos together. But in this video, I'm gonna be laying down the law. If I see something that I don't agree with, I'm gonna call him out on it. And if I see something that I like, I'm gonna give him his kudos as well. So hopefully I can come at you with a slightly less biased than usual approach to what Mike talks about. Let's check it out.
But I want you to realize, as a new real estate investor, yes, you, a new real estate investor, this is actually a great time. The real estate market is slowing down. You can learn without rushing. If you were trying to become a new real estate investor in 2020 and 2021, you were getting run over by guys like me. Today, slowing down, less transaction, more motivated sellers. You can really learn your market. Second.
Yeah, I agree with Mike on that point right there. You know, in the previous housing rise to the top that we had over the last 10 years, and I've been investing since 2018 through the height of crazy appreciation in the pandemic, time and speed was of the essence. I mean, speed was power. That was how you had to get anything done. Right now, it's slow. You actually have time to sit back, analyze, learn, think, talk, communicate, network. There is benefits in any real estate market.
Here it is. Here's my first buy box. We chose a zip code, 93703, affectionately called the Mayfair District. Single family homes. So not condos, townhouses, multi-units, dirt, mobile homes, none of that. We chose 3 or 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2-car garage. Again, we were going for an active list between 20 and 40. We had to add another criteria. We had to get to a size, 1,250 to 2,000 square feet. We looked at this buy box, that criteria, for 3 years. That's all we did.
So Zuber's right. When it comes to the buy box, this is a very powerful strategy you can use to get good at investing in real estate quickly. A lot of people are confused about what he means or how to make their own buy box. And I know he's done a bunch of videos on his channel. In fact, he's even had me do a video about how to make a buy box for his channel like a year ago. So you should search that on his YouTube channel. But I'll give you my first buy box. He just gave you his. My first buy box was 3-bed, 1-bath or 2-bed, 1-bath, but on the 2-bed there was like a finished attic or finished basement, so people would look at it like it was a 3-bed. So 3-bed, 1-bath, single-family houses in Gary, Indiana, priced between $50,000 to $60,000 that would rent for between $800 to $1,000 in rent. That was my first buy box. Now, over time, things have changed. I've gotten better. I've started doing value add. And so now I actually do value add. My buy box is completely different. I could talk about that on my channel in a different video. This one's about Mike's. But he's right. The buy box helps you not look at every single asset and be totally overwhelmed by all the different pieces of real estate out there. It allows you to just narrowly focus in on one type of rental asset and then be able to compare that type of rental asset against other similar assets in that market so you can figure out what a good, average, great, terrible, or fantastic deal is. You want to be able to define and know what all those different things are. Once you have the competence built in, where you can now articulate clearly to somebody what a great deal is, you'll have the confidence to be able to jump on that great deal when it jumps off the page at you or jumps off the website, the MLS website at you.
Also, identify networking opportunities. These are your opportunities to get to know more people. Real estate investing is a people business. The more people you meet, the more people that you will tell your buy box.
I say this all the time. In the very first conversation I had with Michael Zuber, he told me I needed to focus on 2 things moving forward to buy real estate. He said, number 1, learn seller financing, and number 2, network more. Everything in life is about who you know, so you need to know as many people as you can. Strangers have the key to every castle you want to go plunder. You need to figure out how to meet as many people as possible because they're going to open the doors for you. And second point on this, Mike's talking about his spreadsheets. He's been going over his spreadsheets here. He loves Excel. If that intimidates you, don't worry. It intimidated me. I don't use Excel. All of the data that he tracks, You can just write down on a piece of paper. You get a little notebook for all your different properties. You write what the down payment is and the purchase price and the repair costs. You can write all that information in your notebook and you just flip to different pages. Yeah, I understand you can find information faster on a computer, but you still can do it the old school way that I like to do it, which is just use handwritten notes about a property in a notebook. So don't get intimidated if you're not a fan of Excel or you don't like doing it this way.
Common questions. I don't know what market to pick. Doesn't matter. As I said earlier, real estate investing is a skill. Pick one. When in doubt, pick your backyard. Again, I chose Fresno, California after spending a year in the Bay Area. So I learned the skill, the buy box, all of that in the Bay Area. It's just the numbers never made sense. I left after a year. I should have left after 6 months, but I left after a year. What if average is negative? Doesn't matter. The goal of this 90-day exercise is to make you a great investor.
So Mike's really trying to teach you guys a skill here, all right? If you want to conceptualize this, think about running a marathon, all right? Mike's just trying to teach you how to run. And you might say, well, but Mike, the race, it's so long, and I don't know if I can do it, and I don't know if I'm going to have the endurance or the stamina. He's like, shut up. Stop talking. It doesn't matter. Don't think about the race right now. We're just learning how to run. I want you to get your form down. I want you to get your pace down. I want you to get your stride down. I want you to get your breathing down. He's trying to teach you how to run. And guess what? Once you know how to run and we can practice running, now you can go run a marathon, you can go run a 5K, you can go do some sprinting, you can do all these other things later. Worry about picking the right market, finding the right deals in a little bit. Right now, we're just trying to teach you how to run. That's what he's doing here.
Nobody should do average. Don't do average. You didn't just spend 90 days becoming a great investor in your buy box to do an average deal.
Same thing applies in dating. Never date average. Ladies know what I'm talking about.
I believe most people will be best learning the skill in their backyard. Again, remember, we spent a year looking at our backyard. Why? Because we could drive properties. We could go through open houses. We can talk to people. I hope you hear this. I could not have learned Fresno from 2.5 hours away. So I learned the skill of real estate investing, and then I focused, and then it was easier for us. It's just too hard to learn a market that's far away. So learn the skill in your backyard is a great idea for most people.
So this is one of the few points I'm going to disagree with Mike on, because I learned the entire market of Gary, Indiana, where I invest and where I have my 15 rental units, from 3 states away. But I think this is a case where, because Mike did it one way and it worked for him, that's a great way for him. But you can learn markets at a distance, especially now. I mean, back in the early 2000s, we didn't have quite as much technology as we have right now. Now we've got Zillow, we've got Realtor.com, we can have Zoom conversations and meetings, we can do virtual walkthroughs, all this information that's accessible to you, to me, that wasn't accessible before, is now available. And that's a game changer. So can you learn a market from a distance? Absolutely. Is it probably easier to learn the skill of real estate investing in your backyard when you could physically go out to properties and look at them? Yeah, I think it probably is easier to do that. And if you're just focusing on learning the skill of real estate investing, then why not pick your backyard? Nothing wrong with that. I actually learned in my own backyard in terms of how to assess properties, because the very first one I ever bought was a house hack. A house hack that I still live in to this day in Seattle, or in the Seattle area. So I learned the skill of real estate investing here, but you can learn a market at a distance. But to Mike's point, if you're just learning the skill, dude, do it in your own backyard. That way you can drive out there and look at stuff yourself. But if you have your heart set on learning a different market from where you live, maybe you live in Manhattan and you know, bro, there ain't no way I'm ever going to make anything cash flow here, and I don't want to waste the 6 months trying to learn Manhattan or LA or whatever your overpriced market is. Yeah, you can learn a market at a distance. So if that's what you're going to do, by all means, pick one of those markets and start working it.
Understand how many different ways you can change or improve yield. Lower price, lower interest rate, higher rent, lower make ready, closing cost credits. There's all kinds of ways that you can impact yield in a positive way.
Absolutely. You need to have a mortgage calculator website pulled up and saved in your browser at all times on your phone and computer, so you can sit there and say, All right, well, what if I put a little less money down? Does the deal work then? Maybe I can do a seller financing and do 10% down instead of traditional financing with 20% down. Or maybe I could buy the rate down from a 9% to a 7%. Or maybe I can negotiate 0% interest. Or maybe I can figure out how to make it so I don't have any payments due for the first 6 months while I build up cash reserves. Maybe their estimates for whatever it is that needs to be repaired is $40,000, but because I'm going to do some of the work myself and house hack this property, I'm not going to have to pay labor costs, but it's just going to be my time. So maybe I can do cheaper labor and have less money come out of pocket. There's so many different things that you can do to affect whether or not a deal is a good or a bad or an average deal. It just depends on how much research you're willing to do and how many different ways you're going to play with the equation. All right, let's take a look at this list right here. The simple path to become great. You must focus and practice daily. Yes, I highly recommend that you look at your buy box every single day. That fantastic deal could come on and go off within 3 hours. We saw this a lot more back in the day when things were skyrocketing upwards and properties were literally coming on and going pending in 4 hours. This property I'm living in right now, I put an offer on the night that it came out and I got it, and that offer was in within 4 hours. So you need to look every single day. It's going to make you better, just like working out, just like praying, just like going to the gym. Do it every single day. Next, buy box is permission to ignore. It's permission to get focused. Stop inundating yourself with too many shiny objects. Focus on one specific asset type and get really, really good at articulating what makes that asset type good. 3, it takes between 90 and 180 days to get comfortable in a buy box. Absolutely. You're probably going to look at a whole bunch of crap. And every 3 to 4 weeks, a really good deal is going to come on. And if you miss it, then you're just going to forever think, oh, this is crap. Also, every 3 to 4 weeks, a really crappy deal might come on because most people aren't on the low end or the high end of the spectrum. They're somewhere in the middle. And so what you need to be doing is looking consistently over time so that you can see those good deals come on and see those bad deals come on, and you'll be able to figure out what the entire spectrum looks like over time. Number 4, your goal is to learn what an average deal is. Yeah, again, like you said, if you can figure out what the middle is, then when you see the good deal, you'll know with certainty, this is rare, this is valuable. Something wrong with it? Oh no, it's passing its inspections? Oh, well, let's freaking get that one. And you go out there and you're going to buy it. You won't be stuck with analysis paralysis if you've done the work to learn what average is. That is the cure for analysis paralysis. And lastly, only write great offers. Or as Mike said in some of his videos, write disrespectful offers. The worst feeling in the world, I promise you, the worst feeling in the world as a real estate investor is when you submit an offer and they accept the first offer that you submitted. That means you overpaid. You always want them to come back and be like, nah, we need a little bit more. We need a little bit more. You want to negotiate and haggle and bargain, and all these wimps out there that are like, oh, I'm a thoughtful real estate investor. Shut up, bro. We're trying to make money. I'm not saying rip somebody off, but if there's more money on the table for you, you need to go and get that. Get those rate buy downs. Get those credits. Get that price to come down. In real estate investing, you're not going to be successful unless you're willing to go out there and work hard to get a deal that works for you. So make it happen. Mike, thanks for the challenge of letting me make this video. I really appreciate it. Hopefully it's beneficial to the fans of your channel. For those of you out there watching this, if you haven't bought Mike's course, you should. I try to convince him every single week he needs to take his price from $400 to $1,000 like all of the other big gurus have. And if you haven't bought his book, you're seriously missing out because it's one of the #1 best-selling real estate books on Amazon, and it's super, super cheap, and it's unbelievably valuable. Follow his channel, like his videos, subscribe to it. See you guys later. Thanks for watching.